Wilson and LaFranchi. Sullivan. Then Dykes, and now Bird. He's over. Yes, great Bird has scored.
Trying to get the football in his hands in this attacking position.
Galloway now. Barging. Leg drive will get him there. Galloway has got it over the line for Cronulla. Well, that's the first real blemish on the West Tigers. Galloway has got it down. It's 12-10.
His problems early in the season as a result of a high tackle. He's got the attributes to be something on a football field. He's dead set 6'6". The leg drive just keeps him going towards the line. Harrison is there. Skandalis drops off. And again, the decision to go for more than just the 2 points from the penalty goal has been rewarded with the big fella slamming the football down. No doubt about that one.
Yeah. Your teammates say, just hit one up for us while we get something ready. Just take one in there while we... It's been very undisciplined.
Kamali short ball try, Williams. Reece Williams scores off.
Tim Sheens won't be too upset.
I've got to say too, Peter, I know it's his bread and butter pass, but I reckon he's thrown 30 of them tonight.
Position 40-metre line. 22 metres in from touch. To Kamali, short side. Dummy in a run. Kamali through. Support left, right, County. County comes up on his inside and puts it down. Enhancing his prospects of maybe a amazing scoreline, really, Laurie Daly.
Yeah, when you're under fatigue, things that have to hold up are your communication and your trust in the defensive line. On that occasion, it was non-existent for the West Tigers. Kamali, they know he loves to run the football, and Brett Carney's been in superb form, one of the best support players in the business.
You're going to coach the countryside. We'll the ground, De Goyce for Nutley. Nutley short, then to Seymour, a dummy offended, away he goes. Seymour scores for the Sharks. We should be back level in a moment.
Well, as soft as the Brett Hodgson try wasn't, of a bigger player on this inside, threw the dummy on the outside and gets rid of Galea with a nice palm.
Back to level. I thought there was a knock-on tackle one over there. Pomeroy must have been very lucky to get away with that one off the scrum.
Metres. Galloway was there, so were Payton. And one other, Stapleton now. From Dykes, a ball back on the inside. Teo looking for a shot on Bird, but he kept it alive now. Dykes grabbing back to the middle of the park. Seymour stepping into a huge hole, puts a kick in for Cavell, and the Sharks have the first try.
Five, Bill. Just take an onside ground. Luke Cavell. He's made it known he wants to try and play for the Kiwis at the end of the season. But the Sharks, they kept the football alive. And it's been their inability over the last few weeks.
Plays it here to De Goyce. Seymour, a ball back on the inside for Simmons. Bird, rather, it was carving through a gap. He just kept on going and will go all the way.
On the fifth, obstruction there.
They get up. The Sharks come down the field and grab 6 points of their own.
Well, they've got more threat with their football, the Sharks. They've got Dykes and they've got Greg Bird, who split either side of the...
They shouldn't have been here, perhaps, after the mistake by this touchdown. Here's a ball. It comes down for Cavell, though, for Pomeroy.
Let's check that.
We're going to check it once again.
Well, he had his... Makes a late play of it. Knocks it back into the hands of Pomeroy, and I think this will be a 4-pointer. But they need to be more constructive with the football.
Here's Bird, going to Seymour. He creates a break, gives it back to Bird, who puts a kick in. Now there's a chance. Simmons needs a bounce. Oh, tapped it backwards for Talia Papa, and that is one to Talia Papa about.
Let's take an onside there, Bill.
Simmons, a sensational piece of play. Up against the sideline, the ball.
And in a game which looked as though the Tigers had it in control and were going to go on and score more points in the second half, again, the Sharks have proved to everyone that they've got a great attitude to the game, similar to the Brisbane Broncos.
Oh, Golden Point, of course, these two sides played in Golden Point back in round 5 for the Tigers' first win of the season. Wasn't Fields, of course, without its share of controversy. The Tigers 8 metres out. He'll play with 2 plays left in this set. Seymour's kicking has been good tonight. Cavell is there. Cavell up above them, grabs the the try to make it 28 all. Oh, Seymour's right boot. How many points has it supplied?
A high ball. It was perfectly weighted by Brett Seymour. And the Sharks equal the ball game. And what about the momentum swings in this game? It